Hello, my friend. Today we are talking about perimenopause skincare trends that you can just leave and avoid, okay? Because they are not doing you any good. And these are big ones, and I'm sure you have become familiar with at least one of them. So let's talk about it. If we have not met, I'm Dr. Ray. I'm a board certified dermatologist. I have 15 years of experience treating aging faces. I am a woman in perimenopause myself at the age of 46, and I love this topic because it is my bread and butter. And before we start, if you want a quick start guide on how to age amazingly well after 40 in perimenopause and menopause, then comment guide, and I'm going to get you the dermatologist no nonsense guide to aging like a pro in midlife for free. And in there, you're going to get some real actionable tips on how to pull from skincare, from lifestyle, even from professional treatments to look really, really good after 40. Okay, so let's get into it. The first trend that you can just leave on the table and not worry about is the supplement craze. Supplements for everything, supplements for everyone, all kinds of supplements. You get a supplement, you get a supplement, you get a supplement. No, we don't need supplements for everything. And there's only a select few supplements that are actually proven, that are actually potentially beneficial for you, especially in this stage of life. And I'm going to tell you what those are. But first, I want to touch on all the ones that I've been hearing about that, again, I think right now are just not something you need to worry about. And not only do I think that, but I've done the research on it and seen that they are not really worth time, money, or energy right now. So what are those? I'm talking things like NAD and NMN and NAD boosters, and I'm hearing even dermatologists talk about these, again, with no real basis in actual data of how they benefit the skin. Now, yes, there's a theoretical benefit to skin from these products, but we can say that about a lot of things, right? Theoretical benefits. But I want to see the data before I'm spending money on it, spending time on it, and also potentially putting my body at risk because we actually don't know really the long-term safety of these NAD supplements. Because why, cancer cells actually like NAD too, actually. Though cancer cells thrive on NAD, there are higher levels of NAD in cancer cells. And so again, what are we doing here? Are we actually hurting ourselves or helping ourselves or what with taking these supplements? Right now, it's a pass. Same thing with glutathione. Glutathione, again, theoretically, it is an antioxidant. It's a good antioxidant. Does taking it orally actually do anything for your skin? Very, very, very limited data on that in terms of just like brightening the skin. If you are someone who really suffers from dull skin and hyperpigmentation and you want to brighten up the skin, and you are already doing the well-proven, tried and true things to help with that, like really good sun protection, right? Like a really great skincare routine with brightening ingredients, vitamin C and retinoids. Then, if you want to do a little something extra and it's, okay per your doctor, sure, throw in the glutathione. But glutathione is like a cure-all for everything. Like everyone over 40 should be on it. Get your glutathione glow up. And no, I'm sorry, that is not the case. And I would venture to guess that if you start it and just taking it willy-nilly, even if you do have dull skin, even if you have hyperpigmentation, there's a good chance you're not going to see much benefit from it. Okay, so again, are you going to waste your time, your money, your effort on that? My recommendation is not, and just focus on the things that are better proven. And then there are things like zinc, vitamin C, orally, vitamin D, biotin. Now, these are a special case because they should be taken as a supplement if you are deficient, okay? Now, are you deficient? That's the question. I would say probably you might be deficient in vitamin D, and yeah, maybe you will benefit from a vitamin D supplement. I recommend that pretty much everybody gets their vitamin D levels checked. It is a very easy blood test to check. Your physician can order. They probably are already ordering it in your annual physical. And if you are deficient, then yes, supplement with vitamin D. However, for the other ones, like biotin, especially for hair growth, like hair, skin, and nails, right? They all have biotin in them, those supplements. Biotin really is not necessary and will not make your hair grow unless you are deficient in it. And trust me, you're not deficient if you're eating like a normal diet. Okay, so if you're eating food, you're probably not deficient in biotin unless you eat a lot of raw eggs on a daily basis, because that has an ingredient that actually binds biotin and doesn't allow it to be absorbed. Okay, same with zinc and vitamin C. Again, if you are deficient in them, they actually can be checked. It's actually quite uncommon to be vitamin C deficient. Vitamin C is readily available in many foods, many fruits and vegetables. And for example, just a cup of strawberries has your full daily dose of vitamin C. and it's pretty easy to get. Okay. And then same with zinc. Zinc deficiency is not very common. And actually, I know this because I do check for zinc deficiency in my hair loss patients as kind of a standard test. And the amount of times that that comes back actually deficient is very, very uncommon, like pretty rare. I still check it because with hair loss, we can see zinc deficiency causing hair loss. However, it is very uncommon. So I'm venturing to guess, again, you're probably not deficient in zinc. Are you going to benefit from just willy-nilly taking zinc? Probably not. And especially for your skin, in terms of the visible benefits on your skin of taking zinc, either now or over time. We just don't know. There's just really not good data on that. So I don't recommend. Now, the supplements that I would consider taking actually in perimenopause are collagen peptides. This is not the be all end all. It is not a game changer, but there's some data behind it, and they're fairly readily available, not too expensive, pretty easy to use. So if you find that that's the case for you, it's not a hit on your budget too much, and it doesn't require too much time and energy, then yeah, do it. That's what I do. I throw it in my coffee every morning. It actually adds to my daily protein intake, which I love. And so I take that every day. And when someone asks me about it, I say, yeah, sure, go ahead if it meets these criteria, right? It's not too expensive for you and it works easily into your daily life. And you want to do more for your skin than the tried and true and proven skincare, then yes, there's some data behind it. Okay. And also polypodium leucotomus. This is an antioxidant that actually does have good data behind it in terms of reducing, preventing the DNA damage from UV exposure. And when it comes to hyperpigmentation, especially in darker skin types like olive tone and darker, it actually can help reduce hyperpigmentation in those skin types as well. And that's a supplement that I would recommend if you are someone who spends a lot of time outside, or if on just a particular day you're going to be outside for like 4 hours or more. It is not in place of sunscreen. Definitely not. Don't misread me on that. However, it can give you an added layer of protection, an added layer of antioxidant protection beyond sunscreen, helping protect your skin cells from that UV damage. Lastly, there is some limited data on hyaluronic acid orally and ceramides orally. These are pretty low risk things to take. They're often worked into collagen supplements as well. So pretty easy to take. Again, not great data, probably even less than the collagen supplements in terms of helping with the hydration and fine lines and elasticity and that kind of thing. However, again, this is something that I don't spend my own money on. However, if someone wants to take it and might see a slight benefit, again, I would go in with really low expectations. I would prioritize, if you're going to do a supplement, doing the collagen supplement, polypodium, rather than the ceramides and the hyaluronic acid. But again, if you're like, I want to do the most I can do, if you're going to take a supplement, then do one of those that actually have a little bit more data behind them than things like NAD for skin. Okay, the second perimenopause skincare trend that I really don't love and don't recommend is the sandwich method for retinoids as kind of a base way of using your retinoid. And what is a sandwich method? That is where you apply first a moisturizer, then a retinoid, and then a moisturizer again on top of that. Okay, so sandwiching the retinoid between two moisturizer layers. And the whole point of that is to make the retinoid more tolerable for your skin so it's not bothering your skin, especially again after 40, our skin becomes a little bit more sensitive. It becomes more dry, it becomes more irritable, and might not handle retinoids as well as it previously did at baseline, right? So I get the idea, I get the concept behind the sandwich method, I totally get it. However, what I would say is that if you are needing to use the sandwich method to apply your retinoid on a daily basis, then you are not using the right moisturizer or maybe hydrating serum in addition to that for your skin. And number two, you are potentially using other products that are actually making your retinoid less tolerable. For example, the wrong vitamin C, for example, exfoliating agents like glycolic acid, lactic acid, etc. Number three, you might be using the wrong retinoid for your skin. So all of that factors in, or maybe you are using the wrong retinoid in the wrong order. Like you started out with the strong one rather than starting in with a lower potency one and then working up to the stronger one as your skin becomes more tolerating of it, basically as your skin adapts. And so it could be any one of those things, or it could be a combination of those things that are making your skin not tolerate the retinoid unless you're sandwiching it between moisturizer layers. Okay, so there is help to be had for this. This is what I help people with in my program. This is why I created the protocols that I created, specifically to, number one, build up your skin barrier, make sure you're having a calm, hydrated, resilient skin barrier before you're working in those retinoids. and then also using the right retinoid for your skin in combination with the other right products for your skin, working up that retinoid with a specific protocol that keeps your skin happy and healthy and calm, but also gets you the benefit of getting that stronger retinoid that you can tolerate, getting the benefits of that retinoid. Because in my opinion, and this is what the data also supports as well, is that the higher potency retinoids do work faster and in some cases actually better than lower potency retinoids. For example, using a retinol palmitate, even if you use it for a year, is not going to give you the same result as using like tretinoin or even a retinaldehyde for 3 months. Okay, so those things matter, right? And so you using the right retinoid for your skin in the right cadence, in the right progression is going to be a game changer in terms of helping your skin get the benefits of that retinoid, which are amazing, which are improved radiance and glow and smoothness and potentially decrease in fine lines, in pigmentation and dark spots, evening out the skin tone, making the skin nice and smooth and soft, and so many benefits. That's why I love retinoids, and they're the GOAT of anti-aging at home. But if we're sandwiching it with a moisturizer, it's not going to be as effective. Okay, so that is a problem with sandwiching, is it's not going to get into your skin as well. And so it's just not going to be as effective. So why are you even using that retinoid? Just use the right one for your skin in combination with the right other products and you'll be good. Okay, rant on retinoids over. So the last trend that I do not love is the perimenopause skincare trend. I know it's kind of nebulous, but what I mean is you're hearing about perimenopause skincare everywhere. And yeah, I'm one of those people. I'm talking about perimenopause skincare, of course, on my channels and on my social media as well. However, what I'm referring to is the fact that what I see over and over is that people are promoting doing pretty much everything you can do in perimenopause for your skin because your skin is suffering, right? Because your skin is changing, because your estrogen is declining, your progesterone is declining. And so we need to do everything we can. So we're going to layer on the exosomes, we're going to do the PDRN, we're going to do the volufiline and pretty much everything like high dose niacinamide. And all of these things are promoted for women in perimenopause because people know and companies know and influencers know that we're suffering, right? Our skin is suffering and we see it in the mirror and we want help. Okay. So this is prime time for companies and, sponsored influencers and things like that to sell you on ingredients and products that really are not necessary, not proven, don't have good data behind them, and are really not going to get you much of a benefit beyond the tried and true. And by tried and true, I mean well proven. Maybe they've been around a while, maybe they're not brand spanking new on the market, on the skincare market, like exosomes are, for example. But what I'm talking about is the products that and ingredients that have been well proven and that are going to get you 95% of the way at least in terms of getting the most out of skincare, in terms of doing the most that you can for your skin with a skincare routine. So, for example, if you have already optimized your retinoid, you're using the most potent one that you can tolerate every single day. Your skin is well hydrated because you're using the right serums and moisturizers, maybe a barrier repair cream, and your skin is glowing and bright because you're using the right vitamin C serum and peptides, and you're doing all of that, is adding in PDRN or is adding in exosomes going to take you much farther than that? My answer is no. Okay, so it's just not. And so why spend the extra time, the money, all of that on those extraneous products as to doing everything you can do, right? Yeah, you could have a 20-step skincare routine and it would be fine. It'd probably be fine. Maybe you'll irritate your skin actually because you're putting on too much stuff and preservatives and all those things. But let's say it's fine and your skin isn't irritated. Are you getting more out of that 20-step skincare routine than you would out of a 5-step one? And I would venture to say you probably won't. Okay, you'll be putting a lot of money in the trash and basically not getting your money's worth for what you're putting into that really extensive skincare routine. So that's my take on that. And I would love to hear what you think about these 3 trends. Are you doing any of them? Have you thought about any of them? Are you seeing these things online, on social media? Are they enticing you? Are you like, yeah, I was about to go buy some glutathione supplements until I saw this video telling me about it. I want to hear about it. And again, if you want that free quick start guide on aging amazingly well in perimenopause and menopause, comment guide, I will get that over to you and you can start implementing those recommendations today. And this was really fun chatting. And next week, guess what? Next week, I want to talk about perimenopause trends that I love and that I think actually are worth following. Okay, so stay tuned for that. If you like this video, you're really going to love that one. Okay, chat soon.